What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. I can say it is that time of the month once again. Metalhead Box is here, and I did renew my subscription. I actually renewed my subscription right at about 3 months ago. I've made 3 payments, and my first box is here. So I've been very impatiently waiting for my first box, but I was excited to get this. I will say I need to go recheck my subscription because I thought I subscribed to the 4 CD slash t-shirt box that I was doing before I moved, kind of the Metalhead box that I was showing prior to taking my little break. And I did receive the standard box this month. There were some holiday themed items in this box, so perhaps maybe there was just like a standard box that went out to everyone because of those items. Mine is the same exact box that you've been seeing everywhere else. So if you were clicking on this and expecting to see something a little bit different and you just don't want to see me go on, I won't be offended if you want to go on and find something and watch something else. I just wanted to put that out there. I didn't want you watching this whole thing expecting to see something different, because a lot of this is almost identical to the other boxes that I've been seeing. When I swapped over to the 4 CD 1 t-shirt box, it was kind of to declutter, especially at the old house. I had a lot less space, and a lot of the trinkets and little extra things were just kind of getting stacked around. I didn't really have anywhere to put them. This month I really didn't mind it so much. There was some pretty cool stuff in this box regardless, and I do like everything that I got. So we'll just show what we have. First up, we got this mug, this coffee mug. It is a Bathory play. It says "In Conspiracy with Santa," holiday themed mug there. It's unfortunate that the box actually arrived after Christmas, but these mugs kind of get put on the top of my CD shelves and all around. I have one right behind this that you can't see, that Jax B the Ripper sent me a couple years ago in a Christmas package, and it has like some lighters and ink pens and everything. They kind of become catch-alls, and I kind of like these because I can keep either my blades for opening boxes, my box cutters, whatever, inside of those mugs on top of my shelves. Next up, we've got a King Diamond "No Presents for Christmas" pen. That is kind of the artwork. It's a play on the artwork on that "No Presents for Christmas" King Diamond single. I have a pen board up in the new house, so this will fit nicely in on that. So that's pretty awesome. If I had to get a standard box, I think this was a month that I wouldn't mind getting an actual standard Metalhead box. Now I do have to recheck I very easily could have subscribed to the regular box. Life has been kind of crazy the past several months, so I'm not saying that I was subscribed to, but I want to check, because if I'm not subscribed to the 4 CD 1 shirt box, I want to swap it over to that. The shirt that I got this month, and it looks like most everyone else that I saw got this same shirt. This is an Atheist t-shirt. This is actually my first Atheist shirt. I have probably 200 band shirts, and this is actually the first time that I've ever owned an Atheist shirt, so it is nice to have that in the arsenal now. For those of you that have kind of followed along with my CD collection videos that I've been doing, way back at the old house, it was probably it was pretty close it was in the A section. You probably saw where I had that Atheist box set, and then I think I had 1 or 2 other just standalone Atheist releases. And I had really started getting into them at that point, just before making that particular video. So it's kind of nice to have an Atheist shirt in the collection now. Pretty recently, I'd say fairly recently, the Metalhead box started including Metalhead box exclusive CDs in some of their boxes. I did miss the box that had the Worm Metalhead box exclusive, the debut album or debut release on CD for the very first time. And when I purchased the flash box, the flash sale box, they had put that in there for me. And I don't know how many of you watched my mail day video where someone cut the envelope and pretty much stole everything out of the flash box except for the beanie, and it got delivered that way. When I contacted them, they're always top notch about customer service, and I even told them that it was fine. I was happy with just the beanie, but they sent me a replacement of that Worm CD, so I am eternally grateful. They also threw in all kinds of extra little stuff that they did not have to do. So the customer service there, I can't speak highly enough about it. They really took care of me there. And where I'm going with that little side ramble there is this month had a Metalhead Box exclusive CD in it as well. This one is entitled Northern Assault. It's a Canadian old school thrash metal compilation. I have kind of listened through this a little bit. I have not spent the amount of time with this that I need to. I do like to listen through the stuff a little bit before I actually show it, but this has got some classic bands on there that you guys all already know. You've got, I know that Infernal Majesty's on there, Razor, you guys know later, Razor, Slaughter's on there. There was a band on here, Overthrow, killer kind of deathy thrash band. I actually received an Overthrow CD in the very first Metalhead Box that I ever received way back then. So that was kind of like a come full circle. Like I so many years later, and I resubscribe, and then I get something with Overthrow in it in this box. But I've enjoyed this. There's also some bands on here that I am not familiar with, that I wasn't familiar with at all coming into this compilation. So I will find some new stuff on this as well. So that's one of my favorite things about Metalhead Box, is finding new material. I also peeled this little, I did it with the Worm CD as well, this little Metalhead Box exclusive sticker. It actually, this comes sealed up in plastic, but I like to keep that little hype sticker. I peel it off of the plastic and put it on the actual CD case, so I can kind of keep that. Just, I think it's a neat little thing, just so to show off that it was only exclusive. You could only get that through the Metalhead Box. The next CD that I'm going to show, I was absolutely floored with this. It is absolutely killer. This is a band called Xorsist. They are an old school death metal band out of Sweden. So you've got Swedish old school death metal that's actually Swedish. This was actually released this year. The name of this album is entitled Deadly Possession. This is phenomenal. I mean, even these guys worship. It's like old school death metal to the T. Everything about them, between the band photo, the artwork on the album. I mean, this could come straight out of the 90s. I mean, look at that. That artwork just screams 1990s. There's the band photo on the back. And they've got this act of creating, kind of recreating soundscapes of an era that has gone by. They're able to use modern production to recapture like a 90s feel going into this. It's really, well, I will say, I was going to mention it earlier, the case got cracked. I deliberately did not change this case because Rick, I have to give Rick over at the Dreadful Minutes a shout out. Dude just sent me a box of replacement cases that is going to get put to use already as soon as I get done showing this video. So I had to give Rick a shout out and say thank you for sending me those jewel cases. And I'd left this in the broken case on purpose to show that, and ended up dropping stuff everywhere. Now let's get back to talking about Xorsist. This is phenomenal. I believe it's track number 4, Gold Beneath the Sand. That is definitely my favorite track on this. It has this very groovy sound going into that, kind of chuggy, and it just about snapped my neck clean off. And the track that immediately followed that, entitled Underworld, was another very strong track. I was hooked on this album from the intro. The intro captivated my imagination, and piqued my interest, and I wanted to ride this album all the way through. Fantastic stuff. I was stoked to find this. I had never heard of this band prior to this, and I have to say thank you to the folks at Metalhead Box for opening my eyes to something like this. Had I had this a little bit longer, and in my possession a little bit longer, and been able to listen through it a few more times, this very likely could have ended up on my end of the year list, because it is that good. I will link up the Bandcamp or YouTube or anything that I can find for Xorsist. That way you guys can check this out as well, because I am a huge advocate of that album. It is phenomenal. I will link up Metalhead Box in the description. That way, if you want to try and get your own Metalhead Box, and just for giggles, I'm going to link up the Dreadful Minutes. I know most of you following my channel are familiar with Rick, but just in case you're not, dude is one of the nicest, most generous people I've ever met in my life, and for no reason at all, he just sends me these replacement cases, and I am very, very thankful for that. I'm thankful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have some other stuff that I want to show you, and I am narrowing down that album of the year list and should have that video up. I usually have it up first part of January. We were almost to the first part of January, so we will have that up very soon. That's all for tonight. Stay classy, stay metal, and I will see you guys very soon. I promise.